welcome back to another Spinato Spin. So glad you can be with us this week. We're rolling along here. The weather's getting better, starting to get warmer, and things are starting to happen. You know, one thing that happens a lot with people, a lot of people don't really know how to make nice small talk and make people feel good. Well, here's one way you could do it, real simple, real basic. Before you ask somebody how you're doing, tell them something good. In other words, if you walk up to somebody, they say hi, they say hi to you, you say hi back. You say, I heard the weather's going to get better. I heard things are going to get really good out there. Nice weather coming our way. And then you ask them how you doing. Now, after you ask them how you doing, then you can tell them simple things and ask them simple questions to ease them into more of a positive environment. Make them feel good about themselves. Say to them, so what do you like to do when the weather gets better? Really? You like to go to the beach? You like to go out and jog? Like to ride the bike? Like go for nice walks? Really? Do that by yourself or you do that with somebody else? No, I usually do it with somebody. Oh, really? Oh, that's great. Okay. Hey, before you part company, you think about it. You say, hey, great. Well, I'll see you later and, enjoy the nice weather. Hope you have a great day. Man, think about that. That makes people feel a lot better about themselves. That makes them feel encouraged. And it's all about being an encourager. It's all about making people feel encouraged instead of discouraged. The world needs more people like that. You got to be a person like that. You got to think like that. You got to say, how can I make this person's day better? How can I help this person feel better about themselves? Because you never know. You never know what that little tweak, that little adjustment in their mind can change their thought process so they'll do something very positive. You know, there was one story I always thought about over and over. Whenever I say just one little thing can make a difference. Well, the quick story about Winston Churchill and the guy who invented, penicillin. Well, what happened one day, Winston Churchill actually saved that person's life. And what happened was the person's life was saved, and Winston Churchill and the family was so grateful, and the person didn't have a lot of money that was saved by Winston Churchill. But he had a desire to learn. He was a chemist. He wanted to find out what was going on with a lot of diseases and all the things that go on in the world. Well, he wound up being Alan Fleming. He wound up being the guy who invented penicillin. And you know how many times penicillin saved Winston Churchill's life? Winston Churchill wasn't the most healthiest guy. Winston Churchill, a lot of the great speeches he made from his bed. I mean, and what happened? Turned the course of history, didn't it? The British became the Ally. World War II wound up stopping the Nazis, changing the world there. Just that little bit. He went ahead and did something special and saved somebody's lives, and in turn, he not only saved his own life many times forward, he wound up saving a lot of lives in the world. You got to think like that. You got to get involved in something bigger than yourself. You got to see that you can really do something special with your life. You know, we look at it. Let's look at the encourager, right? You know, I am your greatest encourager. 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 16, 17. That means God wants you to understand that I am the one that will help you whenever you need it. You know, certain things pick people up. You know, you follow somebody, a great coach, a great teacher. You say to yourself, man, if I can only be like that person, if I can only be that way, my life would be fulfilled if I could just help somebody's life at some point in time. You never know what kind of impact you can have. I still remember that time I was playing football and I got hurt and I couldn't keep playing. And I finally decided, man, this is too tough. I don't know if I can keep going. And out of nowhere, my uncle shows up for dinner one weekend. And he says to me, man, you're being an awesome football player. You got to keep trying, John. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. You're a big boy. You could do some good things out there in a football field. And he encouraged me to keep playing. And I still remember that today. That was 50 years ago. 50, maybe 45 years ago max. It's just little things. You never know how they can change people's lives. You got to always want to encourage them. I said this before on this spot right here. I said it before. I said everyone's got a flashing sign on them saying, I want to be somebody. Tell me something good about me. Tell me how everything's going to turn out all right. I want to hear it. Tell me. Everyone has that on them. And if you don't believe that, it's true. And when they walk away from you and you don't do that, you disappointed them. You got to fight hard to help people out. It's got to be one of your objectives. We all got to help one another. It's a tough world nowadays, if you hadn't noticed. It's tough. A lot of people don't trust one another, don't believe one another. You got to help them believe in themselves. It's all about you. It's all about how well you lead. It's all about how much you care about your fellow man, your fellow person, whoever it is that you come in contact with. It all comes down to that. Bottom line is you got to realize your life is not only going to be saved, other people's lives are going to be saved. Let's look at the next one. Do what is right, not what is easy. You know the old saying, real simple. It goes like this. It says, whatever is popular isn't always right. And whatever is right isn't always popular. Man, that is so powerful, it's unbelievable. How many people do you know have the guts at one time or another to stand up for something and say, you know, that's not right. That's not right. I'm going to go a different way. Everyone say, oh no, what are you doing? This is the way we do it around it. It's not right for me. Doesn't feel right for me. It's not right. I got to do something the way I feel. You know, those three things, three driving forces in all people. Number one, they all want to be able to look good. They all want to be able to feel good. But you know what the most important thing is, right? Somebody just yelled it out there. Yeah, you got to do right, right? That's what it is. You got to be right. You got to be doing the right things. You got to do the things that make you feel that you're doing the right things. Feel better about yourself. You can help others. Got another one here. It takes real character to do what's right when no one else is doing it. That is so true. There's so many examples of that in the history of the world, and so many times when the one person that stands up and says, you know, we got to change this. This isn't working the way it is. Who wants to follow me? I'm going to go first. I'm a leader. I'm going first, and this is how I'm going to do it. And you never know what kind of impact you can have on people's lives from there. Let's go to the other one here. We're rolling along here. Work for a cause bigger than yourself. No doubt about it. You got to see yourself involved in a great event. You got to see yourself as somebody leading a group of people to something that's going to change the world. You know, Winston Churchill said this, and it makes a lot of sense. He said, at some point in time in everyone's life, they will realize why they were put here on this earth. And either they're going to go for it and do something special, or they're going to let it go away. At all points in every life, we will always have that. What is the reason why we were put here on this earth? You got to find it, and you got to be ready to jump on that opportunity. Pat Riley said it great in his book. He said his father told him this. His father told him, you know, right before he died, his father told him this. He said, son, at some point in time, it's going to come time when you got to stick your heels in the ground and stand up and kick some ass. And that's what he said to him before he died. Now, Pat Riley didn't fully understand it at the time when his dad said it, but as his life went on, he started realizing you got to stand for something or you're going to fall for anything. Remember that. Little tough talk tonight, but that's what it comes down to. Let's listen one more here. Passion is oxygen of the soul. Man, you got to do anything you do in life. Anything you do in life, you got to do it with passion. You got to do it like your hair's on fire, and you got to do it like it's your last dying movement, your last dying act. You got to fight for everything you have, and you got to follow your passion. Nobody will follow a dull, disillusioned, daggum crybaby, like all those half-butted politicians out there, right? Right? That's what I'm talking about. You got to have a passion for doing something special with your life. You got to be focused, determined, and decide this is it. I'm making my stand. I'm going to kick some ass. This is me. This is my life, and we're going to go forward with that. It's been great talking tonight. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I hope you enjoy the nice weather coming up, and enjoy the things you like to do out there. Thanks a lot.